Let me start off with a small story as to how did Ethereum come into existence. And the story goes like this. It so happened that one day Vitalik Buterin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, was playing his favorite video game called the World of Warcraft. And one fine day when he woke up from his sleep and went to play that game, he realized that one of his favorite characters or weapon had been taken off the game as the company that ran the game had made some changes to that game. This made Vitalik very angry. How could they make changes to a game that I love so much? This is when he claims to have realized the horrors of having a central authority having control over something that he really values. He then started Ethereum to change the world of gaming, and it could probably change the world. Today, every other person out there seems to be investing in Ethereum. But does anyone know as to what exactly is Ethereum and why is its price increasing at such a rapid pace? As of now, one Ethereum is around 4,000 US dollars. But I got my Ethereum when it was much lesser than half of what it is today. Now, many of us think that Ethereum is a coin, a cryptocurrency coin. I used to think the same only until I did my own research. So, what is Ethereum? To start off, Ethereum is not a coin, it's a platform. Confused? Here's the definition of Ethereum. Ethereum is a decentralized, open source blockchain system featuring its own cryptocurrency. For those who are unfamiliar with these terms, let me give you a brief explanation. Decentralization, it means that the power is not in the hands of any centralized authority, but distributed amongst various nodes or peers. Open source, it means that it is available to everyone and can be accessed by anyone and everyone. Blockchain, now this topic by itself deserves a video of its own. Do let me know in the comment section below in case you want me to make a video on blockchain. But in short, it's a distributed ledger, and that ledger contains a lot of information which is packed into blocks, and these blocks are chained to each other, and that's why it's termed as a blockchain. It features its own cryptocurrency. Which cryptocurrency? ETH, also known as Ether. So Ethereum is not a coin, but ETH is a cryptocurrency coin, also known as Ether. So as I mentioned earlier, Ethereum is a decentralized, open source blockchain system featuring its own cryptocurrency, that is ETH or Ether. Or in simple terms, Ethereum is a platform. Now, what do we do with this platform? This platform can be used for creating dApps, which can be deployed by using smart contracts. Two buzzing use of the dApps or decentralized apps are DeFi and NFTs. I guess the last few seconds of the video went like a bouncer. To understand it in detail, please watch the next segment of the video. Hi, my name is Ranvil and you're watching Crypto Ran, wherein I explain topics related to cryptocurrencies, making it easy for you to understand. Now let's understand what are dApps. In order to understand what are decentralized apps or DApp, let's take an example of only an app. A simple example would be of Shadi.com or any other matrimonial app. What happens here is that there is Mr. XYZ and Miss XYZ. Just so that they can meet each other, there is an app built. The main thought process of this app is matchmaking. And are they getting any commission? Yes, because they facilitated these two for meeting each other. That's the only reason why they earn the money. Let me give you another example. Now, most of you are familiar with the Google Drive where you can upload, edit, share your files, etc. etc. Now, in case the Google Drive goes down, then all your important documents hosted on Google Drive goes for a toss. You cannot access anything on Google Drive. We then realize that this single entity controls so much of our lives that we have to depend on them. Now, what if the centralization was taken away? That means no centralization, which means the entire power doesn't lie in just the hands of one entity. That is called decentralization. Decentralization of apps. And that app is not going to earn money for the matchmaking process. Now, can I create my own DApp? Yes. And in order to create your DApp, you need a platform. So as I mentioned earlier, Ethereum is a platform. Welcome to Ethereum, a decentralized, open source blockchain technology platform that provides you with the infrastructure that has thousands of independent computers that has nodes running everywhere. Once a program is deployed over this network, it will ensure that it gets executed as written. Well, now, if I want to create my own DApp, I have to ensure that no single person controls it. And for this, all I need to know is a programming language called Solidity, which is the coding language of Ethereum. Once you are done with the coding, all you have to do is deploy it on EVM, that is Ethereum Virtual Machine, which is a blockchain-based software. So by now, I hope you have understood as to what is the basic function of Ethereum and how Ethereum provides the developers with tools that can be used to make dApps or decentralized apps. I hope it's now clear that Ethereum is not a currency, but a platform, and the currency is ETH or Ether. Now let's see what's the connection between Ethereum and ETH. On the Ethereum network, there are thousands of computers who are either approving or disapproving transactions. Are they doing it for free? Absolutely not. These nodes need to be incentivized. Incentivized using which currency? ETH or Ether. On a separate note, do you know what is this? It's a Bitcoin. And this, as you already know, it's an ETH or Ether. And what's this? That's the like button. You don't need to pay any ETH or Bitcoin to hit that like button. So smash that like button. It's free of cost. Every time you hit the like button, the algorithm recommends it to more and more people, which in turn helps others to learn about cryptocurrency, which helps the growth of the channel too. Now coming back to the topic, have you heard of DIY? DIY stands for do it yourself. It means that in order to create my DApp, either I can learn the language Solidity or I can hire some engineer who will learn the Solidity language whilst you pay them, and they in turn will write smart contracts. Now what are smart contracts? Simple. It's just a smart contract. Just as we have a smart TV, in the same way we have smart contract. A smart TV gets connected to the Wi-Fi by itself, and it has several other functions the normal TVs don't, which makes it smart. Similarly, smart contract is nothing but a contract that can execute itself, which are based on a lot of ifs and thens. Now, what is this if and then? Let me give you an example of a Google Drive wherein everything is centralized in the hands of Google. Now let's say that I don't want a G drive. Instead, I want a R drive, which is not a centralized app, but a decentralized app. Now in this case, who will control the R drive? Is it me? No. It's the thousands of nodes, thousands of computers that will control the R drive in decision making. Now here the coding is done in such a way that there's a lot of ifs and thens. For example, if you want a part of the drive space on rent, you have to pay me, and then I will give that space on rent to you. So the contract will be stated as follows. If I get the money, then the space will be given to you on rent. In the real world, there will be an actual person who will actually take the money and then give the drive space. But in this case, who will do it? The contract itself will execute itself. That's why it's called a smart contract. There's no human intervention and such, but the contract itself executes itself using ifs and thens. I hope everything's clear until here. You now know what's an Ethereum, what's a DIY, dApps, and what are smart contracts. Now let's see the two use cases of dApps that I spoke about, DeFi and NFTs. First, let's understand DeFi. Let me explain it with an example. Here's Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A has excess money and Mr. B is in need of money. So here, who will do the matchmaking? It will be the bank. Here, the bank is a centralized authority and the entire power is concentrated in the hands of the bank. Now, can we get rid of the bank and instead have a platform on which some decentralized app is built which can directly connect Mr. A and Mr. B? Since Mr. A is being directly connected to Mr. B, it's an example of a decentralized finance. Let me give you another example. Mr. A and Mr. B wants to trade. In case of trading of shares, you need a central authority. That would be NSE or the BSE. So all powers are concentrated in the hands of the exchange. Now, instead of this, if there is a platform on which a DApp is built, wherein Mr. A and Mr. B are directly connected so as to they can directly trade with each other. This is an example of a decentralized finance. There are several platforms where you can deposit your money, get interest on it, and you can even borrow money without the intervention of any middleman. Aave is a classic example of a decentralized finance, which is an open source protocol where you can earn interest on deposits and even borrow assets. Maker, Uniswap, and Compound are other examples of decentralized finance. So a DeFi is just a platform on which a DApp is built which directly connects two people. Now what's a NFT? NFTs are digital assets and ownership of which is recorded publicly on a blockchain. Let me give you an example. Suppose my friend gives me a picture. Now what could potentially happen is that once I upload this picture, people will immediately start doing copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and a lot of replicas of this same image will be created. And everyone can say that I am the true owner of this picture. But if my friend were to tell that he is the original creator of this specific photograph, what would he have to do to justify it? He could have uploaded this photograph as a digital asset on a blockchain, and it would be recorded that he is the original person who created this. Now, not only he knows it, but the world knows it because it is on a blockchain. So that is why this specific photograph becomes original. It becomes non-replaceable. That is nothing but non-fungible, also known as NFT. Ethereum is literally changing how the internet works. It's fundamentally recreating the banking system, the finance sector, and all the apps we ever used. I hope you have understood the fundamentals about Ethereum. My advice to you while investing in cryptocurrency is to understand the fundamentals of a coin as to what's its purpose, what does it actually do, what is the protocol it's working on, and is that important for the future? Do not just blindly invest in any coins. If you have any questions, do leave it in the comment section and I will reply to it as soon as possible. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and turn the notification bell to be updated for more such educational videos. Until next time, Crypto Ran.